And, on the behalf of my family, I just want to say that we are beyond sorry, grief stricken in the highest of the highest. Why? Why, Stefan? And that's the whole family's, that's all of us. Why? Why would you do that?
This is Love Hurts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future content. 47-year-old Talina, also known as Tina Henderson, was loving, sweet, caring, and generous. She worked in the healthcare industry and held a position with the UK Healthcare since 2001. Tina was all about family, and she loved spending time with her family and friends, especially her 2 grown children and her grandchild, whom she absolutely adored. Tina's children were her entire world, and she put every piece of energy and dedication into raising and providing for them. Once they became adults and got out on their own, Tina realized how much she needed to pour into herself, so she joined a local gym and worked her tail off to drop some weight and build her confidence. Tina was on top of the world, and soon love followed. She married 59-year-old Stefan Henderson in March of 2016, and the couple was in wedded bliss, and they seemed like the perfect match. Things were going so well, by 2019, the couple purchased their first home together. Now, I'm not sure if it was the pandemic or just a relationship that had ran its course, but the couple did not survive long after 2020, and they separated in March of 2021. They worked hard at reconciliation, but it just wasn't in the cards for them. And on November 21st of 2022, Tina filed a petition to dissolve the marriage. That's when Stefan truly started to show his dark side. Just a day after filing for divorce, Tina filed an emergency protection order. She alleged that her husband was armed and dangerous and verbally and emotionally abusive. She claimed there was weapons in the home, and she wrote in her filing that her husband had threatened her and said that if she continued with the divorce, he would cause her physical harm. It was clear that Tina feared for her life, but her protection order was not immediately granted. The court action section of the petition included a comment that said no imminent threat was involved. Instead, a hearing was scheduled for November 30th. The day before Thanksgiving, on November 23rd of 2022, Lexington police say they got a call from 59-year-old Stefan saying that he had shot his wife. When police arrived, they found 47-year-old Tina shot multiple times. She was declared dead at the scene, and Stefan was immediately taken into custody.
Police have arrested a man who they say shot and killed his wife in the Masterson Station area this afternoon. Police tell us the man himself actually called them to report it.
Around 1:30 this afternoon, Lexington police said a man called 911 to say he shot his wife. Police responded to the home on Bay Colony Lane and found the woman dead.
Oh, this shocked me to death. I can't believe nothing like that would happen.
Cora Penny said she's lived nearby for more than 10 years. All the violence Lexington has seen this year has put her on edge. Police arrested 59-year-old Stephen Henderson, charging him with murder, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and violation of an emergency protective order. LAX 18 dug into court records and found that Henderson's wife had filed a petition for a protective order against Henderson on November 20th, just 3 days ago, saying he had threatened her. That petition, though, according to court paperwork, wasn't granted immediately. It scheduled a hearing for November 30th, noting in the paperwork that there was, quote, no imminent threat, end quote.
Both Tina's family and Stefan's family spoke to reporters about how devastated they were.
Well, relatives of the victims are still trying to come to grips with what happened.
But the big question they all are asking is why? LAX 18's Rachel Richardson speaking with families of the victim, Talina Henderson, and the suspect.
One day before Thanksgiving, Lexington police say they got a call from 59-year-old Stefan Henderson, saying that he shot his wife, 47-year-old Talina Henderson. Tina and Stefan were married in March 2016. In March of 2021, the couple separated. Tina filed a petition to dissolve the marriage on November 21st. She also filed for an emergency protection order on the 20th. In that petition, Talina says that Stefan was verbally and emotionally threatening. Stefan's family family, who knew Tina was filing for divorce in an EPO, says they were shocked to hear that things had gone this far.
And, on the behalf of my family, I just want to say that we are beyond sorry, grief-stricken in the highest of the highest. Why? Why, Stefan? And that's the whole family's, that's all of us. Why? Why would you do that?
Tina's daughter, Tamara Glover, was not at this afternoon's arraignment. And when asked about the protective order that was not immediately granted, she simply said she wants justice for her mom. She also wants the community to know who Talina was.
My mother, she was a queen. She was a queen, like I said before, she was my best friend, my twin. I'm so glad she blessed me with her looks, and I look just like her. And I know when people see my face, they feel sad, but it's like, don't feel sad. When you look at me, you see her face.
For other women dealing with domestic violence, Tamara wants them not to be afraid to speak up.
Don't be scared. Somebody's gonna hear you, somebody's gonna listen, and by any means, ladies, women, in a situation like this, we have to protect ourselves and do whatever we gotta do.
Talina's daughter says she'll continue looking for justice for her mother.
After Stefan's arrest, the truth was revealed. He had a history of domestic violence that stemmed back to 1998. He was previously convicted of fourth-degree assault, spousal abuse in 1998. And then had an emergency protection order filed against him in a separate incident in 2014. In the case from 98, Stefan pled guilty to misdemeanor charges of fourth-degree aggravated assault, spousal abuse. At the time, the victim alleged that he got mad and slapped her in the face, according to court documents. The victim also said that she had been assaulted before by Stefan. And at that time, he was sentenced to 90 days in jail with 83 of those days suspended. Court records show Stefan also received a sentence of supervised probation for 2 years. In the 2014 case, an emergency protection order was requested when a victim said that Stefan hit her in the face with an open hand while he had her pinned to the bed. Clearly, Stefan had issues with women and relationships. Thankfully, in May of 2023, Stefan got exactly what he deserved when he was sentenced to 26 years in prison.
Good evening, I'm Larry Smith.
And I'm Nancy Cox. A Lexington man's 911 call led to the discovery of his wife's body. 6 months later, the victim's family is getting some measure of justice.
Stefan Henderson was accused and convicted for his wife's murder. Today, he learned his sentence.
Filing in front and center in a Fayette County courtroom, the family of Talina Henderson waited for a judgment, for justice, for closure.
Henderson, please.
The moment finally came. Stefan Henderson sentenced to 26 years in prison for the murder of his wife, Talina.
Your Honor, I never, even in childhood, believed in monsters until a cowardly monster murdered my child. She never once told us that she might be in trouble. We would have moved heaven and hell to protect her.
One by one, Talina's family spoke directly to the man responsible.
And I don't hate Stefan, but he's got to answer to God for this.
Given the chance to respond, Henderson didn't hesitate.
I'm not going to paint a picture and say I was perfect, but she was far from it too.
Defending himself between apologies.
But I deeply apologize because I failed. I failed. I failed. And I'm sorry I failed. I'm sorry for what I did to them. I'm sorry for dragging my family through it. And I'm sorry for the court system that I cost him this time. But the Lord is my witness on everything. She tried to destroy me, and that's what happened, y'all.
Leaving the courtroom, Talina's family held on to the narrative they believe, the life of a mom, a sister, a daughter, taken too soon.
She had vision, dreams, and wanted all of us, her family, to be okay.
My heart truly goes out to Tina's family, friends, and loved ones. If you are in a domestic abuse relationship, create an out plan and get out now. Once you are out, do not turn back. Turning back can cost you your life. As always, loves, stay safe. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for future content.